redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life. Hello, I am back. And you know when I show up, we're gonna be evil tonight. Who cares? You don't care, and I don't care. I'm gonna show you how much I don't care. Hey y'all, Gravity, an evening above ground livid. I hope you had a fantastic Tuesday. We're gonna end it off right. They say today is a certain person's birthday. We don't care. It's another person's birthday today. We put you up in reverence because you have successfully broken MAGA. You're probably the only person that will go down in the history books as breaking MAGA. Besides Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she white, so we don't care about that. You as a black man had something egregious happen to you, and you having this egregious thing happen to you not only galvanized the nation, and it made people stop to think that, you know what, there's really some BS going on in this world, but you also managed to expose the fact that our school system is so bad that people can't even read first pages. It sucks. I understand. We lost a legend today. We will honor that legend, which is why I played what I played in the beginning. Hopefully YouTube don't copyright the video. I didn't play it that long. Another person, you might not have known this person, but they passed away too. The person who created the first 6 posters for Star Wars and the Star Wars franchise, they passed away today. So, things happen in threes. And we know about Diane Keaton. Shout out to her and her people. But tonight we are going to have fun. Oh, we're going to have fun. Charlie Kirk, we don't care that your birthday is today. We really don't. This, to us, today is just another October 14th. I know it sucks. I mean, I drove through the city today with my daughter. We went to the park. We enjoyed life. And even though y'all know me, I'm controversial as well. But see, I don't put out negative energy to folk. So it'll cause folk to go in a way where they're going to want to come see me. I don't have that hate in my heart for nobody. When I click this stuff off, I don't sit up here and regurgitate what I say in a hateful manner. I don't do that. I understand this is not real life. This whole matrix of the internet is just that, a matrix. When you go out in the real world, it's sensory overload. It's people that love you. It's the things that you can accomplish in this world, the things that people will remember you by. If you die in this world and you're remembered by what you said on the internet, that's a problem. Because that means you were a worthless creature when you were living. And people didn't see what you were saying or doing off this matrix. So you can go tell your people that. Charlie Kirk was worthless. I'm just going to say it. And y'all know me, and I know y'all still hate me. I've been biting my tongue for the last 34 days. Screw that tonight. He was a worthless individual. And they put a whole spectacle over there on the White House for this man. They gave this man the Medal of Freedom today. Let me tell y'all something. Black conservatives, bring your... Where's my kid? Hey, kid, cover your ear for 1 second. Cover both of your ears. No, I want them tight. Cover them tightly. Go like this here. Very good. Black conservatives, bring your little bitch asses over here to me. Okay, you don't have to cover it no more. Thank you so much. Y'all should feel especially suckers today. That's how we're going to go. We all are suckers. Because I seem to remember 8 months ago, your man over there talking about he going to put up a whole bunch of black folk in the Rose Garden, give y'all's Thomas Sowell the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Even had white folk joining y'all's crusade on that. What the hell happened? You see how quick they replace you with a white man? Y'all don't want to talk to me tonight. I know y'all not going to show up because you're cowards. But for those who don't believe me that they gave Charlie Kirk that Medal of Freedom, even had his old lady talk, the script is potent, folks. The script is potent. This is the whole 32 minutes of this Medal of Freedom. They gave a loser a Medal of Freedom. And they want to complain that a bunch of white liberals sat up and designed George Floyd memorials and statues. I hope y'all realize that your president just copyrighted that man's image. And now everybody's going to be able to profit off his image. And you will watch it happen, and his wife can't do nothing about it. She's going to be in litigation for years trying to collect this money. I hope you realize that. This is what you get. Charlie Kirk, who said, and excuse me, who said and did nothing of purpose on his life, gets this kind of award. But again, Thomas Sowell basically ripped people off, but at least he, I guess, created coons, I guess. He didn't even get it. But I get it. Go ahead. Orange Man. Tell him how much you love Charlie Kirk.
Like they've not loved a lot of things. We have the Presidential Walk of Fame, which you just saw.
The Presidential Walk of Fame. And you still want to tell me he don't love Hollywood? Go ahead.
And that just opened. We wanted to get it open for this occasion. We were hoping we were able to get outside, and the weather allowed us to. It was supposed to be a terrible rainy day. I was telling Eric, and God was watching, and he didn't want that for Charlie. He just didn't want that.
He didn't want that? If he didn't want it, why did he allow it to happen?
That's really beautiful. Couldn't be more beautiful. Today we're here to honor and remember a fearless warrior for liberty, beloved leader, galvanized the next generation like nobody I've ever seen before, and an American patriot of the deepest conviction.
Should I say it, family? I might as well say it, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to say it. Oh, we're gonna get disrespectful tonight. Yes, we are. I'm about done with this. And this is not so much more on him because I've done many a stream debunking his lies. It's the sycophants underneath it. I'm gonna say it. Y'all can clip this part out and send it to MAGA. I care less. We are about to watch the President of the United States give a Presidential Medal of Freedom to a streamer. We are cooked as a society. This is why BRICS Plus is winning. I'm going to say this again. We are watching the President of the United States give the Presidential Medal of Freedom to a streamer. We are done out here. And the streamer wasn't even that good. He wasn't entertaining. He had to constantly bring people on to make his show keep going. He couldn't engage nobody. It's sad. It really is. And I understand. That side of the aisle, they have so many losers because this man has no wins. And he's been taking massive L's that this is the best they can do. And I just want y'all to understand, on X, they're not even really talking about this. Something came down the pipe about 3 hours ago that we're going to show you. This is what they were concentrated with. And this goes back to my point when I tell y'all, they love that man being a symbol in death than he was as a human living.
The finest quality and the highest caliber, the late, great Charlie Kirk.
Okay, we don't care. Come on, let's get to the show. Where's his old lady? He talked for 32 minutes by himself.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Okay, I don't care. Let's get to his old lady. I want y'all to hear what his old lady said. I don't know what he was talking about. The script is potent, bruh. But anyway, how y'all doing today? I always forget to ask that. We're giving streamers the highest civilian honor in this country. That is a shame. Here we go. The script is potent. The script is look at her fake crying. Look at this. Bruh. Oh man. Where's the payoff? Oh, come on. Really? Good EQRC, then you should go and deport the Republicans along with it. But we know you won't do that because you have no spine. Just like your man. Oh my Jesus. Here we go. Let's go. Come on. Let's get to the show. Oh my God.
Honoring my husband in such a profound and meaningful way, and thank you for making this event a priority amid the peace process.
Wow, so Trump having a press conference that's going to be on TV. You just figured out that He wanted to make this a priority. You got it.
That's in the Middle East. Thank you.
EQRC, exactly what did I lose? I'm not a Democrat and I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. So exactly what did I lose? We gonna don't worry, I'm gonna open the StreamYard later. Y'all can tell me what I lost. Not being a Democrat and not voting for none of them the last election cycle. Tell me exactly what I lost. But I get it. Kamala Harris looks good to y'all at 60 years old. I understand it. A melanated woman, as low as the count she got. I know. I understand it. Them white women are aging like spoiled milk. You want the young ones. That's why y'all secretly love AOC. You only wish she would be the greatest Republican ever if she was on your side. I understand.
Very grateful. Charlie always admired your commitment to freedom.
You will forget this woman in 6 months.
Both of you shared. So thank you.
I guarantee you in 2 years, she's going to be complaining on social media how everybody forgot about Charlie. I guarantee it.
Your support of our family and the work that Charlie devoted his life to will be something I cherish forever. So thank you. To our gracious First Lady in her office for making this event possible. Thank you as well.
I thought this was Trump's. She just became a feminist right there in front of y'all. She's a Democrat. Let's get it.
Your friendship has been an unbelievable encouragement. Thank you.
Talk your shit, Bob Dylan.
Family that are here and watching from all around the world. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for praying for us and for believing in what Charlie believed in.
I love how Trump is holding the Presidential Medal of Freedom, not giving it to his old lady. Let his old lady hold it on the podium. He ain't shit. To
our Turning Point USA staff and the Charlie Kirk Show staff, we love you more than you could ever know.
And nobody's watching that show.
Say chapters that are watching.
The chapters.
America right now.
Uh-huh.
You are the heartbeat of this future and of this movement.
Are we slipping dangerously into a white supremacist rally? Who wants to take bets? I'm gonna do a 7-4. I want to take the points.
Charlie built. You guys are the legacy holders of that.
The legacy holders.
That his mission did not die with him. It was through you.
Wait, you said 6-5? See.
The next generation will decide whether freedom endures. And because of you, I know that freedom will endure.
Freedom. Freedom.
Today we're gathered not only to celebrate Charlie's birthday, but to honor a truth that he gave his entire life to defend, and that's freedom.
I thought it was Israel. My Nick. I thought it was Israel, not freedom. I'm glad she said freedom, family. We have to take a little detour. Do you know what I peeped today? And I shouldn't have saw what I saw, but I saw it anyway. So I said, I'm going to make sure y'all saw it. Now, I saw this today, and this was kind of fire. I give credit to the person who put this up and created this. So October 14th, the Black Americans want to call this Police Brutality Awareness Day. Shout out to them. And there should be more names, but it's only so much space. But I saw something today that I think y'all should saw. You know how she just said freedom? Tabernacle. This is who Charlie Kirk inspires. This is who he inspires. What this say? Breaking, MAGA pastor who wore Charlie Kirk's Freedom shirt in sermon arrested for soliciting minors and distributing child, you know what that is, images. Well, in West Virginia, Miss Niecy, this is in your neck of the woods. And I bet you the news ain't saying nothing about this, but they want to complain about what happened in Charlotte. GDS, I don't mind you saying that. Make sure you put allegedly in parentheses, please, because you know YouTube watching. But do you see that? Isn't that wonderful? Preaching freedom while preying on kids. Isn't that wonderful? And I bet you he'll get a plea deal. And then he'll get, if it goes high enough, he'll get Fed charges and then ask Trump for a pardon, which Trump will give him. Freedom. I swear to God, this might be Pizzagate. I'm just saying. This might be Pizzagate. This might be the rights version of Pizzagate. I'm just saying. Allegedly. But we keep going.
The very existence of the Presidential Medal of Freedom reminds us that the national interest of the United States has always been freedom. Our founders etched it into the preamble of our Constitution.
Wrong. The mythos of America and its preamble was domination. You know that. That's why they crashed out yesterday when Trump said no more Indigenous Peoples Day, even though it's already been around for how long? Like 3 years? So it's never going to go away. They're going to do this every year. You're going to have something to bitch about every year until he sells y'all out. And you'll still bitch about it because you ain't got nothing else going on in your life. Yeah. But that's okay. Keep going. I know you got more.
And those words are not relics on parchment. They are a living covenant. The blessings of liberty are not man's invention. They are God's endowment. Charlie lived for those blessings, not as abstract words, but as sacred promises.
He allegedly cheated on you.
About this topic all the time, and with such a heart postured of gratitude. And he believed that liberty was both a right and a responsibility.
It's also a university and an avenue in Queens.
And he used to say, freedom is the ability to do what is right without fear. And that's how he lived.
Yeah, he had the freedom to say what he said, and somebody had the freedom to do what they did. Now what? Such is life. Maybe if he led with positive energy, he'd still be here. That's not controversial. And you got mad at what I said. You've already given us hella examples of people putting out the worst energy ever and getting what they get. Y'all like to put up them videos all day of that. What they call that? Oh yeah, accountability. Huh. As a man, Charlie should have understood that the way he was talking, somebody wasn't going to feel him. But again, your president of the United States gave a streamer a Presidential Medal of Freedom when you have other people out here dedicating their lives to doing the work. You know who should have gotten the Presidential Medal of Freedom? All those volunteers who busted their ass and put life and limb at risk to go help people in North Carolina and Georgia and South Carolina and parts of Alabama and Florida during Hurricane Helene. They should have gotten that. Not Pancake Critic, because we had to shame him to go help. But them folk, the folk who had businesses who gave away their supplies for free, knowing it was going to cost them later. That's who should have gotten it. Not a streamer. But this is where we are.
He was free from fear. He was free from compromise. Free from anything that could enslave his soul.
Damn, I had a legendary joke there, but I'm gonna be quiet. God, thank you, Most High, because if this was 5 years ago, boy, I wouldn't care. Whew. Woo. She talking about feelings. Woo.
His name Charles literally means free man. That's exactly who my husband was. He was a free man.
He was free to sleep with Candace Owens, allegedly. That's what they saying now in the streets. That let me tell you something, man. If your man moved righteously, that wouldn't even have come up. Remember, y'all, I was saying this over 2 years ago. I've been saying this. She let him see the panties and he got hooked. And she had to break it off because she was with the man that she with now. Now all of a sudden you starting to see slowly but surely them folk coming outside talking about they slept together. That's why Candace going so hard. I could care less, but I just find it funny that y'all want to talk about it now. Feelings. Whoa, feelings.
And from the time I met him, sitting across from him, being interviewed on politics and philosophy and theology, anything.
Nah, GDS, he with the nanny.
He loved.
Nanny about to get broke off.
And
They could be together.
I just saw the fire in his soul, and there was this divine restlessness within him that came from knowing God placed him on this earth to protect something very, very sacred.
Wrong. That was the two white men that gave him the money to fund Turning Point USA. It was not God. Because nobody was checking for that stupid ass blog at 18 except white supremacists. So try again.
For all of us, and he never stopped fighting.
Trump over here, he envisioning a cheeseburger right now.
Charlie often said that without God, freedom becomes chaos. And he believed liberty could only survive when anchored to truth.
She's boring. I'm not going to hold you. I'm trying. I'm done. She said nothing. Anyway, let's go. Let's have fun. Who's ready to have some fun? All right, Charlie. You gone. And, again, we're not advocating what happened to you because, somebody shouldn't pass away like that. Y'all heard me say it. I wanted him off the board November 3rd, 2026, the night of the midterms. I wanted to watch how the Republicans screw around for the entirety of, we're just going to call it 4 years, screwing around and not doing anything to benefit the American people, and watch the other side take back power and begin to screw y'all. I just wanted to see the crash outs. I'm not even going to get accurate crash outs now. But we're going to have fun because this dropped today. We going to have some fun. Actually, let me go before we do that. Before we do that, we're going to play this. Nah, we're not going to play that. We're going to save that for another day. We're going to play this. And we're going to discuss this. Now, this dropped about 3 hours ago. I saw it 3 hours ago. More like 2. I was asleep. But an Asian woman and a white man, where have we heard that before? But anyway, this Asian woman and white man obtained over 2,000 pages of text messages from the young Republicans that they have situated around the country via the GOP. And in those messages, I don't know how, but black people came up, gay people came up, Hitler was referenced about 200 times, and a lot of things. So on the day they were supposed to honor the wannabe Izan, this comes out. And it's beautiful. So it says new. I love Hitler. Leaked messages expose young Republicans' racist chat via Jason Bieferman and me for Politico. A Politico exclusive, Jason Bieferman and I read through 2,900 pages of an internal chat among young Republican club leaders. It was filled with racist slurs, gay epithets, and gas chamber references. Gas chamber. So they don't even like Jews. By the way, a little bit of now, y'all still want to tell me this ain't no female? This look like somebody on the left. I ain't gonna hold you. Look at the haircut. That'd be one of them broads out there yelling about ICE. Just saying. We're gonna get to this, but let's go. The messages reveal a culture where racist, anti-Semitic, and violent rhetoric circulate freely, like X, Twitter if you want to go old school, and where the Trump-era loosening of political norms has made such talk feel less taboo among those positioning themselves as the party's next leaders. You still want to tell me that the right ain't full of leftists? Sure. Since Politico began making inquiries, one member of the group chat is no longer employed at their job and another's job offer was rescinded. So that kind of sounds like the pendulum swung the other way. Who remembers what happened a month ago? They were sitting there cheering. They were getting people fired for making fun of Charlie Kirk being deceased. The pendulum swings both ways. I told y'all that. And here we are. It swung the other way. People getting fired for what they said online. That sound was me clapping, and the other 66% is me making dumplings like a Jamaican. But anyway, we keep going. I mean, festival. But we keep going. They referred to black people as monkeys and the watermelon people and mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers. They talked about graping their enemies and driving them to suicide and lauded Republicans who they believed supported slavery. Is this another signal leak? Is this what they're going to call it? Sure. Weeks later, someone in the chat staying in a hotel asks his members to guess what room we're in. 1488, Dwyer responds. 1488. It's revolting, it's disgusting, it's obnoxious. It's the kind of garbage the worst kinds of people say when they think no one is watching. Chuck Schumer says on Senate floor of Politico report. So they can't open up the country, but they had time to talk about this on the Senate floor. Say less. Take them out of the party, take away their official roles. Stop using them as campaign advisors. There needs to be consequences. This BS has got to stop. Governor Kathy Hochul says regarding young Republican leaders in Politico report. You're right. I'm not going to take a woman who was sitting there arguing for a month with Merrick Garland about putting hate crime charges on Peyton Gendron seriously. Go somewhere and go help Letitia James hopefully get out of what she's getting out of. Because even if she gets out of it, her career in politics is over. So you should be in the room with her, securing her exit strategy. Let's keep going. So this person said, clearly a joke. That's Hitler reference. The only surprising thing about this is that there exists conservatives who aren't too cowardly to say these common opinions aloud. Although they're typing them, not saying them aloud. And they're typing them into a safe space where they can be open and honest without having to face the obvious blowback. No, it's not everyone, but it's a lot of people. Well, So how if they're in such a safe space, he says, yet they published it. So everybody saw that. But see, and just like that. See? But let's see what else they said, because there was more. There was more. Leaders of young Republican groups throughout the country worried what would happen if their Telegram chat ever got leaked, but they kept typing anyway. They referred to black people as monkeys and the watermelon people and mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers. They talked about raping their enemies and driving them to suicide and lauded Republicans who they believed supported slavery. William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used the words N-word and N-word with the UH on the end. We don't even use this. For those that say the word, we've never seen this, but okay, sure. Variations of a racial slur more than a dozen times in the chat. Bobby Walker, they're putting out names. The vice chair of the New York State Young Republicans at the time referred to grape as epic. Epic. Okay. Peter Giunta, I'm guessing that's how you say it, who at the time was chair of the same organization, wrote in a message sent in June by everyone that votes no is going to get the gas chamber. Okay. Giunta was referring to an upcoming vote on whether he should become chair of the Young Republican National Federation, the GOP's 15,000-member political organization for Republicans between 18 and 40 years old. I'm going to create some of the greatest physiological torture methods known to man. We only want true believers, he continued. 2 members of the chat responded. Everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber, and everyone that endorsed but then votes for us is going to the gas chamber. When do we start bullying, dude? We have a solid 3 people who can probably have them want to jump. If they vote for us, why would they be gassed? When do we bring that side out? I'm going to create some of the greatest physiological tortures known to man. We only want true believers. Can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. I'm ready to watch people burn now. We got to pretend like we like them. Hey, come on and take a nice shower and relax. Boom, they're dead. They wrote this. And by the way, they had a woman in there talking as well. She's the one that said, I'm ready to watch people burn. Now you see when master teachers tell you that it's the women teaching them this. And another woman, Rachel Hope. Now, she didn't say nothing. The exchange is part of a trove of Telegram chats obtained by Politico and spanning more than 7 months of messages among young Republican leaders in New York, Kansas, Arizona, and Vermont. The chat offers an unfiltered look at how a new generation of GOP activists talk when they think no one is listening. Since Politico began making inquiries, one member of the group chat is no longer employed at their job, and another's job offer was rescinded. Prominent New York Republicans, including Representative Elise Stefanik and State Senate Minority Leader Rob Orr, have denounced the chat. And festering resentments among young Republicans have now turned into public recriminations, including allegations of character assassination and extortion. Oh, so where is this accountability? Wait a minute. Miss, room, please. You're not even supposed to be on that computer. What did your mama tell you?
My mom said I can have 15 minutes.
You can have 15 minutes in a little while. I'm almost done. You can have 15 minutes in a little while. I'll let you know. Go read a book, please. Thank you. So now you don't want to handle accountability. You see this? Now it's extortion. I said you can have it when I'm finished. Thank you. The 29 pages of chat shared among a dozen millennial and Gen Z Republicans between early January and mid-August chronicled their campaign to seize control of the National Young Republican Organization on a hardline pro-Donald Trump platform. MAGA, y'all got internal problems. I would stop worrying about outside politics and go fix your house. But we know you won't do that because it's no fun. Plus, y'all can't fight anyway. We've seen the videos. Many of the chat members already work inside government or party politics, and one serves as a state senator. A state senator. Whew. Together, the messages reveal a culture where racist, anti-Semitic, and violent rhetoric circulate freely, and where the Trump-era loosening of political norms has made such talk feel less taboo among those positioning themselves as the party's next leaders. The more the political atmosphere is open and liberating, like it has been with the emergence of Trump and a more right-wing GOP even before him, it opens up young people and older people to tell racist jokes, make racist commentaries in private and public, says Joe Fiagin, a Texas A&M sociology professor who has studied racism for the last 60 years. He's also concerned the words would be applied to public policy. It's chilling, of course, because they will act on these views. The dynamic of easy racism and casual cruelty played out in often dark, vivid fashions inside the chats where campaign talk and party gossip blurred into streams of slurs and violent fantasies. And that's Peter Giunta. The group chat members spoke freely about the pressure to cow to Trump to avoid being called a rhino, the love of Izans within their party's right wing, and the president's alleged work to suppress documents related to wealthy financier Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. So these are going to be the ones to run interference for the Epstein files on the street level. Okay. Trump's too busy burning the Epstein files, Alex Dwyer, the chair of the Kansas Young Republicans, wrote in one instance. Dwyer and Katie declined to comment. Maligno and Hendricks did not return requests for comment, by the way. Here's y'all's Hendricks again. Hendricks made a similar remark in July. Bro was at a chicken restaurant ordering his food. We'd like some watermelon Kool-Aid with that. Hendricks was a communication assistant for Kansas Republican Attorney General Chris Kobach until Thursday. He also said in the chat that despite political differences, he's drawn to Missouri's Young Republican organization because Missouri doesn't like gay people. But some involved in the chat did respond publicly. Giunta claimed the release of the chat as part of a highly coordinated year-long character assassination led by Gavin Wax and the New York City Young Republican Club, an allusion to a once obscured internecine war that has now spilled into the open. So they're trying to mirror the Groypers. You gotta love it. Oh, it must be nice. These logs were sourced by way of extortion and provided to Politico by the very same people conspiring against me, he said. What's more disheartening is that despite my unwavering support of President Trump since 2016, he wrote Rouge members, and so red members of his administration, including Gavin Wax, have participated in this conspiracy to ruin me publicly simply because I challenged them privately. Wax, a staffer in Trump's State Department, formerly led the New York Young Republican Club, a separate city-based group that is at odds with the state organization, New York State Young Republicans. He declined to comment. Despite his allusions to infighting, Giunta still apologized. I am so sorry to those offended by the insensitive and inexcusable language found within the more than 28,000 messages of a private group chat that I created during my campaign to lead the Young Republicans, he said. While I take complete responsibility, I have had no way of verifying their accuracy and am deeply concerned that the message logs in question may have been deceptively doctored. Oh my God. Deceptively doctored. You will hear for years to come that every time there's a text message or social media message out there that is put into question, people are going to say that it's doctored or it's AI. Sure. Dirty boy, I'm going to need you to calm down and go take a bath. We don't want dirty. We only want clean people here. So we're good. We let you have your little crash out. You got to go take a bath now. When you take a bath, you release yourself. Pause. But anyway, let's continue. At least one person in the Telegram chat works in the Trump administration, Michael Bartels, who, according to his LinkedIn account, serves as a senior advisor in the Office of General Counsel within the U.S. Small Business Administration. Bartels did not have much to say in the chat, but he didn't offer any pushback against the offensive rhetoric in it either. He declined to comment. Of course he did. He don't want to lose his job. A notarized affidavit signed by Bartels and obtained by Politico also sheds light on the intra-party rivalry that led to the Restore War Room. I guess that's Restore Young Republicans War Room. Telegram chat to be made public. Bartels references Wax as well. He wrote that he did not give Politico the chat and that Wax demanded in a phone call that he provide the full chat log. When I attempted to resist that demand after providing some of the requested information, Wax threatened my professional standing and raised the possibility of potential legal action related to an alleged breach of a non-disclosure agreement, Bartels claimed in the affidavit. My position within the New York Young Republican Club was directly threatened. Walker, who now leads the New York State Young Republicans, touched on a similar theme, stating that he believes portions of the chat may have been altered, taken out of context, or otherwise manipulated, and that the private exchanges were obtained and released in a way clearly intended to inflict harm, taking it out of context. They type some shit, they get caught, now it's taken out of context. No, stupid, we followed the whole thread. We don't want to hear no out of context. I know where this came from. This came from Twitter. Because people would just, like in them threads, they would see one egregious post and then they would quote tweet it and think that was the whole post because they know people are not going to click the original post. So now they get to play, oh, my words were taken out of context. You got to look at the whole thing. Okay, good. We looked at the whole thing. It doesn't make it any better. Just like your boy who is now not with us. Y'all love to run around and say that he was taken out of context. Cool. We played the whole video. Tell us where he was taken out of context when this is his words. Oh, the video was altered. How the hell was the video altered? And I'm on his Rumble channel and playing the live stream live. How did I take him out of context? I'm showing his replay. How did it take it out of context? That would mean that he edited his own video. This is the beauty of technology, especially when you do YouTube. You can go and share screens and share people's words in real time. Likewise, when it comes to these text messages, they have everything. They're putting up the screenshots of everything. And you could go get the documents and read it succinctly. So tell us how we took you out of context. Continuing. He also apologized. There's no excuse to the language and tone in messages attributed to me. The language is wrong and hurtful. I sincerely apologize, Walker said. This has been a painful lesson about judgment and trust, and I am committed to moving forward with greater care, respect, and accountability in everything I say and do. AKA, I don't want to lose my job, so I'm just going to be contrite. He should lose his job. Mixed into formal conversations about whipping votes, social media strategy, and logistics, the members of the chat slung around an array of slurs, which Politico is republishing to show how they spoke. Republishing. Here comes the out of context again. Epithets like the F word for gay people, retarded, and the N word for black people appeared more than 251 times combined. In one instance, Walker, who at the time was a staffer for Ort, talked about how a mutual friend of some in the chat dated this very obese Indian woman for a period of time. Giunta responded that the woman was not Indian. She just didn't bathe often. Samuel Douglas, a state senator from northern Vermont and the head of the state's Young Republicans, replied to Giunta. She just didn't bathe often. Kamala, you might have to address this before your next book stop. We're going after your people. In a separate conversation, Giunta shared that his flight to Charleston, South Carolina landed safely. Then he offered some advice for his fellow young Republicans. If your pilot is a she and she looks 10 shades darker than someone from Sicily, just end it there. Scream the no word, Giunta wrote. Douglas did not respond to requests for comment. In a statement, Ork called for the members of the chat to resign. I was shocked and disgusted to learn that about the racist, anti-Semitic, and misogynistic comments attributed to members of the New York State Young Republicans, Ord said. This behavior is indefensible and has no place in our party or anywhere in public life, yet y'all let it happen. And there's Bobby Walker. Yeah, all right. Oh, here we go. We have another one. This was AI, yet they took it from Telegram. And they acknowledged that they were correct messages. So exactly how did they generate fake messages? And unless these people apologizing are so dumb, you're apologizing for something you didn't say. Tell us again, Mike Gonzalez, how this is AI. I would love to hear your answer. I understand you guys haven't been on Telegram. You don't know what Telegram looks like. You don't know how their interface looks. I understand. But you can educate us how these messages look fake. Walker had been in line to manage Republican Peter Oberacher's campaign for Congress in upstate New York, but a spokesman for the campaign said Walker won't be brought on in light of the comments in the chat. The private rhetoric isn't happening in a vacuum. It comes amid a widespread coarsening of the broader political discourse, and as incendiary and racially offensive tropes from the right become increasingly common in public debate. Last month, Trump posted an artificial intelligence-generated video that showed House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero beside Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, which I'm sure he didn't put up because we saw it. I'm sure he didn't put a yarmulke on Chuck Schumer because he knew what was going to happen, but you got it. Whose fabricated remarks were about trading free health care for immigrant votes, a false long-running GOP trope. The sombrero meme has been widely used to mock Democrats as the government shutdown wears on. In his 2024 campaign, Trump spread false rumors of Haitian migrants eating pets, and at one of his rallies welcomed comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, who called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage and joked about black people carving watermelons on Halloween. Liz Huston, a White House spokesperson, rejected the idea that Trump's rhetoric had anything to do with the chat members' language. Only an activist left-wing reporter would desperately try to tie President Trump into a story about a random group chat he has no affiliation with, while failing to mention the dangerous smears coming from Democrat politicians who have fantasized about murdering their opponents and called Republicans not Izans and fascists, she said. No one has been subjected to more vicious rhetoric and violence than President Trump and his supporters. See this here, and we tell y'all about nature and nurture. Really? We have a whole population that Trump, he would blush at the numbers of stuff that we get on the daily. But I figured they would say something this stupid. And look, this is them acting like victims. The White House is full of victims. You should be victors. In the Restore YR War Room chat, Giunta tells his fellow Republicans that he spoke with the White House about an endorsement from Trump for his bid to become chairman of the National Federation. Trump and the Republican National Committee ultimately decided to stay neutral in the race. A White House official said that it has no affiliation with Restore YR and that hundreds of groups asked the White House for its endorsement. Giunta was the most prominent voice in the chat, spreading racist messages, often encouraged or liked by other members. When Luke Mosiman, the chairman of the Arizona Young Republicans, asked if the New Yorkers in the chat were watching an NBA playoff game, Giunta responded, "I'd go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkey play ball." Giunta elsewhere refers to black people as the watermelon people. Hendricks made a similar remark. Well, we talked about that. And that's Giunta. Tell me, That looks like okay. Hey, Mike Gonzalez. Why does Giunta look like one of them? What they call it? Why he look like a Latina stud? I ain't even gonna hold you. This look like she is embracing her refrigerator era at 26. GDS, that you know what? I was thinking that. I was about to say that. He do look like Chaz Bono. Look at this. Look at even the hair. I see a lot of Latinas starting to rock this, like the LGBT ones. Like, come on, bro. Oh God. And this was 2021. Get some. Politico reached out to Danny Tree Herbert, a spokesman for the Attorney General who also serves as the Kansas GOP chair, and shared with her excerpts of the chat involving Hendricks. In response, Herbert said that we are aware of the issues raised in your article and that Hendricks is no longer employed in Kobach's office. I'm curious. I ain't never seen that name before. I'm actually curious. Let me see what this person looks like. She could be passing. She could be passing. All right. Okay. Yeah, I had some back and forth with the VC vice chair in Michigan. Current chair is a deer in headlights. We have a call Wednesday. Many agree. He did say my delegates I bring will vote for the most right-wing person. Great. I love Hitler. Hitler. Now, this is the second set of screenshots that we saw where the women, this Rachel Hope, she's not saying a word, but she's there. It wouldn't surprise me if we find out later that she gave Politico those messages. In another exchange, Dwyer, the Kansas chair, informs Giunta that one of the Michigan Young Republicans promised him the group will vote for the most right-wing person to lead the national organization. Great, I love Hitler, Giunta responded. Dwight reacted with a smiley face. Giunta, who serves as chief of staff to the New York State Assemblyman Mike Riley, ultimately fell 6 points short of winning the chairship to lead the Young Republican National Federation earlier this year, despite earning endorsements from Stefanik and longtime Trump advisor Roger Stone. And Stefanik, remember, in this article, apologized for that. Riley did not for endorsing him, but apologizing that those messages came out and made them look bad. That's really why she apologized. Earlier this year, Stefanik accepted an award from the New York State Young Republicans. She lauded Giunta for his tremendous leadership in August and had her campaign and the political PAC she leads donate to that state organization. Alex DeGrasse, senior advisor for Stefanik, said the Congresswoman was absolutely appalled to learn about the alleged comments made by leaders of the New York State Young Republicans and other statewide R's in a large national group chat. According to the description provided by Politico, the comments were heinous, anti-Semitic, racist, and unacceptable. He continued, notice Stefanik has never employed anyone in the chat. If the description by Politico is accurate, Congresswoman Stefanik calls for any New York Young Republicans responsible for these horrific comments in this chat to step down immediately. Stone also condemned the comments in a statement. I, of course, have never seen this alleged chat room thread, he said. If it is authentic, I would, of course, denounce any such comments in the strongest possible terms. This would surprise me as it is inconsistent with Peter that I know, although I only know him in his capacity as the head of the New York Young Republicans, where I thought he did a good job. Few minority groups are spared from the Young Republicans group chat. Their rhetoric, normalized at most points as dark humor, mirrors some popular conservative political commentators, podcasters, and comedians amid a national erosion of what's considered acceptable discourse. Giunta's line on a darker-skinned pilot, for example, echoes one used by slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk last year when he said, "If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified." Kirk was discussing how diversity hiring invites unwholesome thinking. MAGA, come here for a second. We got to talk to y'all again. I know y'all dumb and y'all still have that Fox News video on pause so you can whack it to Erica Kirk. We have warned y'all many times, if they give you your intellectual thought leaders, you better question it. Because the more you legitimize them, the more they're going to be tied to you. And when they screw up, we're going to tie them to you. And will not be able to get away from it. Case in point, you just heard me read that. They tied them now to Charlie Kirk. They're blaming Charlie Kirk for this. Y'all kept giving Candace Owens shine and money and telling her, hey, go attack them black folks. The second she go to the other side, y'all mad at her now. No, she is your problem. Benny Johnson took money from Tenet Media. Now he going on Piers Morgan getting embarrassed. He is y'all's problem. Tim Pool, same thing. He's your problem. Brandon Tatum Tots, he's your problem. That thug is your problem. Jason Whitlock, that is your problem. Savannah Hernandez, she going out there playing victim and y'all won't boost her, but she's still trying to be a racist. That's your problem. Lauren Southern, that's your problem. Lauren Chen trying to do the anti-black grift now because she need money because the DOJ wiped her clean. That's your problem. And we could keep running down names all day. That's your problem. Even if Marjorie Taylor Greene officially goes away from MAGA and she runs as a regular Republican, that's your problem. This is what happens when you start signal boosting people that you should not be signal boosting. You have real conservatives out there doing the work, but y'all don't want to signal boost them because they would actually hold you accountable for what you say. Because that's what real conservatives do. You get these leftists in your sector and you signal boosted them. And now they have become your problem because now they're starting to revert back to their leftist ways. That's why they started talking about this purple revolution. They want to be able to play conservative and talk like a leftist. And that's going to be your problem. That's your legacy. Because you're watching your president do it in real time. You wait until he shows up outside with a purple MAGA hat. That's going to be the day. But we continue. Walker also used the moniker Eye Patch McCain, originally coined by conservative commentator Tucker Carlson, in an apparent reference to GOP Representative Dan Crenshaw. Crenshaw lost his eye while serving as a Navy SEAL in Afghanistan. Walker also makes the remark, "I prefer my war heroes not captured," a repeat of a similar 2015 line from Trump. Art Gibson, a professor at the University of Dayton who specializes in white racial extremism, you got me curious. You got me curious, Art. And there we go. And there we go. Wonderful. They turn it on each other. We love it. Surmise the young Republicans in chat were influenced by Trump's language, which he said is often hyperbolic and emotionally charged. Trump's persistent use of hostile, often inflammatory language that normalizes aggressive discourse in conservative circles can be indirectly influential on young operatives who are still trying to figure out what is that political discourse, Gibson said. Gibson reviewed multiple excerpts of the Young Republicans chat provided by Politico. One was a late July message where Mosiman, the chairman of the Arizona Young Republicans, mused about how the group could win support for their preferred candidate by linking an opponent to white supremacist groups. But Mosiman then realized the plan could backfire. Kansas's Young Republicans could end up becoming attracted to that opponent. Really? Can we get them to start releasing Eizan edits with her, like pro-Nazi and I guess that's supposed to be fascism? They can't even spell propaganda. He asked the group. OMG, I love this playing Rachel Hope. Rachel actually spoke. Rachel Hope, the Arizona Young Republicans events chair, responded. Christy Kelly, you want to answer for this since you want to praise Arizona Republicans so much. You want to talk? I just want to know. I mean, me and you are cool, but I think you should answer for this. But we know you won't. So we continue. The only problem is that we will lose the Kansas delegation, Moseman said. Hope and the two Kansas Young Republicans in the chat reacted with a laughing face to the message. Hope did not respond to requests for comment. Moseman declined to comment. Gibson said the Young Republicans' conversations reminded him of online discussions between members of neo-Nazi and white supremacist groups. You say it once or twice, it's a joke, but you say it 251 times, it's no longer a joke, Gibson said. The more we repeat certain ideas, the more real they become to us. Like MAGA. And it becomes an organization. A loser one at that. Okay. Weeks later, someone in chat staying in a hotel asked its members to guess what room we're in. 1488, Dwyer responds. White supremacists use the number 1488 because 14 is the number of words in the white supremacist slogan. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. H is the 8th letter in the alphabet, and 88 is often used as a shorthand for Hail Hitler. They're so creative, aren't they? In another conversation in February, Giunta talks approvingly about the Orange County Teenage Republican Organization in New York, which appears to be part of the network of National Teenage Republicans, and how he was pleased with its young members' ideological bent. They support slavery and all that ish, mega-based, he said. The term based is internet culture used to express approval with an idea, often one that's bold or controversial. In a statement, Orange County GOP Chair Courtney Canfield Green said, the party was disappointed to learn its teen group was mentioned in the chat. Our teen volunteers have no affiliation with the NYSYRs or the YRNF, she said. This behavior has no home within the Republican Party in Orange County. Ed Cox, the chair of pause, by the way, the chair of the New York State GOP, also condemned the remarks made in the chat. I was shocked and disgusted to learn about the reports of comments made by a small group of young Republicans, he said. Just as we call out vile racist and anti-Semitic rhetoric on the far left, we must not tolerate it within our ranks. Members of the Telegram chat speak about their personal lives, too. Extensive discussions about their everyday lives include one exchange about how devoutly Catholic some chat members and how often they attend church. Many of the slurs, epithets, and violent language used in chat often appear to be intended as jokes. Most of them was derided by members of the chat as Beaner and Spick. Jesus. Stay in the closet, F word. Walker of New York also jested in July, though he is the group's main target for the same epithet. The group used slurs against Asians too. Hey! My people built the train tracks with the Chinese, Walker said at one point, referring to his Italian ancestors. Let his people go, Maligno responds. Keep the C word for Asian people, though. In another instance, Musselman tells the group that the Spanish came to America and had relations with every single woman. Relations is gay, Dwyer writes. Relations, it was great, Musselman replies. Epic, Walker says. Wow. There's more explicit malice in some phrases, too, especially when they turn their iron on opponents outside the chat, such as the leader of the rival Grow YR slate, Hayden Pageant, who defeated Giunta, was reelected chairman of the Young Republican National Federation this summer. So you mean Hayden, F word for gay people, wrote the resolution himself? Giunta asked the group about the National Young Republicans chair in late May. Grape Hayden, Musselman declared the following month. Adolph Paget is in the F word for gay people bunker as we speak, Walker said in July. Paget responded to the chat's language in a statement. The Young Republican National Federation condemns all form of racism, anti-Semitism, and hate, Paget said. I want to be clear that such behavior is entirely inconsistent with our values and has no place within our organization or the broader conservative movement. Yeah. Yeah. Deonta also had expletive-laden criticism for the young Republicans in states that were supporting or leaning towards Paget's faction. Minnesota, F words for gay people, he messaged, continuing Arkansas inbred cow effers, Nebraska revolt in our favor, blocked in their, I don't know what they're talking about. Okay. But y'all get the point. This is who Charlie Kirk inspired. We're just going to call it what it is. This is who they allow. This is who they brought up. This is what we're going to celebrate today. October 14th. Forevermore, this is going to be a remembrance for Black people. Because again, as I tell you, in 2 years, they're going to forget about Charlie Kirk. That's the plan. They're already trying to christen Nick Fuentes as the next up. He's 26 and he seems controllable. This is what they wanted. So, as we can say in unison, happy birthday, George Floyd. Prayers to his family and those that are close to him. Prayers to D'Angelo and Angie Stone's son as he navigates this year, now losing both parents. The family of the person that created the 6 Star Wars posters. Prayers to your family. We will not, however, accept the children, because they don't deserve this ire, but we don't care about Erica Kirk. We don't care about Charlie Kirk. Because those two people are vile human beings. We're going to call it what it is. Everybody that's associated with Charlie Kirk, you are vile human beings. Because you saw this man say what he said, and you thought it was quote unquote base that he should say it. And now, instead of you guys saying, you know what, in Charlie's name, let's go fix this country so his children could have a better future, you're out there looking for social media points. You guys are scumbags. And I hope negativity follows you for the rest of your life. I hope you lose everything. Candy out there want to burn all of you up. I'm going to let her do it. I ain't even going to cheer her on. I'm just going to watch. MAGA's going to die on November 3rd next year. And we're going to be here that night in purple mode laughing. Charlie Kirk, on this day at 8:07, I think there's a baseball game tonight, has outlived his usefulness. Now we move on to the next one until September 10th, 2026, where he's going to get violated. You think it's bad now. You wait till those memes saying that Charlie Kirk hasn't talked about gang violence for 365 days. You wait. Talking about y'all want to save the country. No, you don't. You wanted to save the country, you'd be protesting against your president for selling you out the Middle East. But I figured y'all already got your IDs over there anyway, so it doesn't matter at that point because you want a check from Twitter. who, by the way, their biggest non-business entity that has a stake in it is the Saudis, which, since y'all don't understand how geopolitics works and you never will, that means BRICS has a significant interest in Twitter. But hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. I'll say it again. To hell with Charlie Kirk. To hell with his whole gang. My gang bigger than your gang. My gang out here fighting to make sure that people everywhere, especially around us, have easy lives. We out here making sure the children have an easy life. While y'all sitting there right now, we know there's somebody in MAGA right now watching Cuties. Oh, y'all didn't think I was going to bring up that reference. Oh, yeah. Y'all out there, y'all talking about something y'all don't watch Netflix, and y'all out there watching Netflix right now. Cartier family. I thought Netflix was woke. So, bye-bye, Charlie. Your friends and family are going to show you how much they love you. Don't worry, family. We're going to tell you. They're going to have posts saying this is going to be the first Thanksgiving without Charlie Kirk. This is going to be the first Christmas without Charlie Kirk. They're going to make some lie up talking about the star that was under Jesus is under Charlie Kirk and all this. They're going to go bitch about the Super Bowl in February. And then you're going to slowly start to see that nobody cares about that man. It'll ramp up on September 10th of next year, and then they won't care about that man again. And in 2027, they're not going to care about that man. And then Turning Point USA is going to become a fledgling organization run by probably the Jews, according to them. And it's going to be irrelevant. And Charlie Kirk, by the time 2030 comes, he's going to be off the board. They're going to be like, who? Oh, yeah, that guy. That's how they're going to refer to him. He's going to go from Charlie Kirk to that guy. Hey, you can eat smoked neck bones. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's some, how y'all said it? That's some good Black American food right there. Them neck bones. I ain't never had one. Because I don't eat pork. But, do your thing. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to go get something to eat. Y'all can go over there and have fun with Black Alpha and them. I'm going to make some phone calls, eat something to eat. Eat something to eat. That's right, I said it. Eat something to eat. I'm going to go do something Charlie Kirk can't do right now. I'm going to go eat something to eat. Anyway, y'all. Y'all take care. Stay safe. One more time. And you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.